Hello, and welcome to my Vindy guide. In this guide, I will be going over melee, as that is what I use. Magic is slightly faster, albeit only saves a couple of seconds. First thing I'm going to be going over is the equipment. I am using full trimmed masterwork, augmented noxious scythe, ring of death, illuminated guard book of law, melee kiln cape, and an amulet of souls. Next is my inventory. I'm using a Ripper Demon pouch with scrolls, ring of vigor, benevolent kite shield, vulnerability bombs, enhanced Excalibur, ancient elven ritual shard, potion reservoir, which is filled with an elder overload salve, one prayer potion, and two adrenaline potions. Now, with the inventory and equipment out of the way, let's go over some useful items. The first is going to be the enhanced Excalibur, which will heal you for 20% of your maximum HP over 20 seconds. The second is the Elven Ritual Shard, which will restore 37.5% of your total prayer over 30 seconds. Third, Ring of Vigor, which saves 10% adrenaline when using an ultimate ability. Fourth is a Vulnerability Potion, which increases your damage done to the target by 10%. Fifth is the Potion Reservoir, which allows you to auto-consume potions, timed potions, when they are about to expire. Now, you don't need those items, they are just useful to have and make the kills go quicker and also extend the duration of your trips. Now, some archaeology relics that I would recommend. First, if you have it, Persistent Rage, which will keep your adrenaline from draining outside of combat. Second, Berserker's Fury, which will cause you to deal up to 5.5% damage all styles based on missing life. Third, Fury of the Small, which all basic abilities will generate 1% more adrenaline. Fourth, Ring of Fortune, which grants the effects of Tier 3 luck without needing to wear the ring or bringing a ring to ring swap. Fifth, Font of Life, which increases your maximum health by 500 points. And last, Conservation of Energy, which, after using an ultimate ability, you will regain 10% adrenaline. Vindy is a two-stage boss, divided by his health, which he has 200,000 health. First stage is the first 100,000. Second stage is the second 100,000. In the first stage, there is not much that you have to watch out for. Once you enter the arena, he will swoop down and land. Once he lands, he will do two auto attacks, followed by his first special, which is a spin attack. Once he does his spin attack, he will then do two more autos, followed by his second special, in which his dragon will fly down across the stage, leaving a path of dragon fire, which does magic type damage. All you have to do is just not stand in it. Once you get his first 100,000 health done, he will enter stage 2, in which he will then jump onto his dragon, do two auto attacks, followed by his first special attack in stage 2, which is a ranged based attack. Now, for this, you can do one of three things. First thing, swap to a shield, resonance to heal off the hit. For that, you would not want to use your protect from ranged, just leave your protect or deflect melee on. Once you resonance that hit and you see that you have gained the health, swap back to your melee, continue on as usual. Now, once he does that special, he will then do two more auto attacks, melee based. After those, he will fly away, drop to one of the four corners in the room, and shoot a breath of dragon fire at you. It is the same kind of dragon fire from the first stage. You do have a little bit of time, and it will be directed from him towards your character at the time of his cast. Once he casts it, simply move to the left or the right, and you will dodge it. It works the same way as the first stage, just don't stand in it, and it won't damage you. Now, that's all there is for stage 2. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a clip and explain what I do as I'm doing it to give you an idea of how to proceed with this fight. So first, I'm going to Vigor Swap to Berserk, get all my prayers up, Barge, Vulnerability Bomb, and Adrenaline Potion. There is his first auto attack, his second auto attack. Here comes his first special. Second auto attack. Delay. Third auto attack. Slight delay. Dragon Breath. Just move out of the way. Transitioned into stage 2 because he's under 100,000. Melee. Special. So I Resident Swap to absorb the hit. First auto. Or sorry, second auto. He flies away. I move out of the way of the breath. Auto. Devotion. Swap to range prey. Swap back to melee. Pop some thresholds. I surge over the fire so I don't take damage. First melee. Resonance. Switch back to my melee weapon. And by that time, he is dead. Really not a hard boss. You can do it with Revolution. It's a little bit faster with manual. I use a quasi-manual where I have my basic abilities on my Revolution, and then I use thresholds manually. Now, I'm going to show you a kill on my Iron Man, which is only base level 80 attack, strength, defense. And just to show you that you don't need all these items, it is not the fastest kill by any means, but you can still get it done. Now, on my Iron Man, things are a little bit different. I'm in full Bane, Bane two-hander, Bane kite shield, +4, Obsidian cape, Amulet of the Forsaken, Ring of Wealth, superset, 2 prayer potions, rest monkfish. So there's his first auto, second auto, special, first auto, delay. I use devotion, second auto. Here comes second special. Rinse, repeat. On lower levels, I use devotion a lot more just to help absorb some of the damage. Another couple of key pieces that I would also say with this boss, when he transitions into stage 2, I would click away from the Dragonfire and away from the boss, the opposite direction, so that for some reason, sometimes when you're fighting him, if you don't tell your character to move out of the way, the game will auto-path you and put you into the fire. It's not fun when it happens, but it happens. So just click away from the boss and let the boss come to you. He'll usually do his first auto in after the transition while he's walking towards you. So once you just pay attention for it, he does like a little jab, switch to either resonance or prey ranged. Now this is obviously a lot slower, so you get to see a lot more of his abilities, his rotations. I also use Debilitate as much as I can to kind of reduce some of the damage that I'm taking, which is also extremely helpful. Surge can be useful, depending on the fire placement, to get to the other side if you don't have much room. But here you can see me using Devotion on a cooldown. See there, I only took 2 ticks of the fire damage. And overall, the fire placement hasn't been that bad. Sometimes there will be gaps in the fire that looks like you can walk through. Don't walk through it. It's there. It's just a visual bug. I don't know what causes it. Other times he will fly down and he will it'll look like he's laying down a line of fire, but nothing gets laid down. I don't know what causes that either. Generally, if you are lower level, stage 2 is a lot easier. You will use a lot less food if you use a resident swap. There, I use devotion to reduce the hit to 1. This one I have to use a 3 spell rotation or a 3 ability rotation. Resonance the first one, Devotion the second, and Debilitate the third. There's a Resonance, heals for 3,000. Resonance heals based off the amount of damage that he would have done to you, also based off of the level of your shield. So higher level shield, you heal more, as well as my stats are lower, so he would hit me harder. So that's why I get much bigger heals on a lower level account versus my main. Now with that, I believe I should be resonancing. Nope. Yep, resonance. So generally what I'll do after I res, as soon as he flies away, as if it's on cooldown, I'll pop devotion. So that way I block the melee hit. Devotion prayer swap. Swap back. Already debilitated. To kind of reduce, it doesn't always reduce, but it can help with food. But if you're also noticing I don't use any food in stage 2. There's no need to if you bring a shield for resonance swap. Resonance. Flies away. I do not believe it's on a cooldown, so I take the full hit. It's kind of an ugly hit. I debilitated it. This one I believe I do resonance. Yep. And then the next one, I believe as soon as he flies away is usually when I'll activate um there it is. Devotion. Reduce it to 1. And then just rinse repeat. The boss really isn't that hard. It's a good way once you get comfortable to start working in manual rotations, which will help you on the later bosses. And there you have it. If you liked the video, or if you have any suggestions, feel free to comment, and hopefully there will be more guides in the future. Thanks for watching.